I don't know about if that's a big get because I mean, okay. So when we talk about the media scrum and the MJF and CM Punk shit kind of ties in together, people that's with us, because MJF, right? I mean, CM Punk came in, got a pretty hefty payday, just like a lot of other people who came in, right? I mean, it's no, we talking about Adam Cole, we talking about Keith Lee, we talking about Shane Strickland, we talking about Athena, we're talking about shit. Who else? I mean, those are big. I mean, Adam Cole, Daniel Bryanson, right? Those guys came in the last 6 months, a year, let's say 6 months, and grabbed up a lot of fucking paper. Grabbed up a lot of fucking paper, and because MJF was already in the contractual, right? You know how it goes sometimes. If niggas want to play hardball, like nigga, we got you in a contract. We don't have to restructure. You
MJF,
signed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this
MJF
is
is
what it
like
is.
he's like here's the thing. MJF is in a contract dispute with AEW. I hear that MJF has been talking for weeks, flirting with WWE. I've seen it on different, media outlets and podcasts and YouTube shows where he's outwardly saying, he's frustrated. He doesn't
Well, I
show up
wanna
to.
I wanna pause you on that because MJF goal, he's always this is past weeks. Like let's just keep it a buck. MJF prior to goal was always to make it to WWE. Now AEW yes came along the way and is right, but we're still talking about I'm playing in the G League or I'm playing in the league. You dig? Like niggas don't have to go to college, can make $100,000 playing in the G League. But that $100,000 is pennies compared to when you in the fucking time you making some millions.
Yeah, exactly. So he's one of the AEW originals. Let's start there. MJF obviously is one of the AEW originals. He got a contract. He
And
outperformed his contract.
those contract starters started at 40 to 70,000.
He outperformed the contract. Yeah, if it started at that at a couple, tens of thousands. Apparently, you told me that he got an extra bump at some point,
Yep,
but it's
yep,
still not as much as when WWE wrestlers came in and the contracts that he offered those WWE guys to come in, and
correct.
that shows value. Especially when he's bringing the ratings. And if you saw Dynamite this week, MJF cut a pipe bomb promo for everything that's going down. And it honestly, I think, is going to skyrocket MJF to the next level. It doesn't matter where he goes from here. It doesn't matter if he's in AEW. It doesn't matter if he's in WWE. But MJF promo just that week, it just took him from here to here, and he already was up here. So he was already at a head and shoulder above level than a lot of people on the roster as far as garnering emotion. And he spoke it into existence. Like we spoke into existence. I said, MJF makes you feel. He makes you feel. I said it months ago. Well, you can go back when we're talking about the CM Punk feud and we can get that throwback and throw it out. But I said that. He is a guy who makes you feel with everything he does. And that's why he gets what wrestling is in this day and age. He knows how to garner that emotion in this day and age, whether it's social media, whether it's on an interview. He takes his character to the next level. Whether with his crowd, in the crowd with his parents, whether he comes back to Long Island and turns into a baby face and, really talks his shit as a Long Island native, he knows who he is. And I appreciate that. Always have. And to think that MJF and MLW was going to get to this level, I didn't see that in them. But I don't think anybody saw this. I don't think anybody could see how good he was going to be. He's on a different level, and this was his Austin 316 moment. This right here was his Austin 316 moment. However, I got something to tell you guys, and I know there's been a conversation of it. Is this a work or not? Guys, to me, this is a work. I mean, I think that there's truth behind it completely, and that's what makes this a genius play. This is a genius play made by AEW. Even though, him not making it, flying in to the event, I think was planned. I think that all that is meant to create this intrigue and of what if MJF leaves kind of moment. I think AEW fans clamor and hold on to their people. And the worst thing that could happen to an AEW fan is for them to leave and go to WWE. We all saw what happened with
Losing
Cody.
original.
But if you're an AEW fan,
Losing original.
an original, yeah, that is going to make them feel something. So what do you do? You set up a moment where the most dastardly heel in all of wrestling is being selfish and wants to get paid. But at the end of the day, he has a right to be selfish and get paid as such because he literally is the best draw on the, outside of CM Punk, and that just is what it is, just facts.
Now let's keep it a buck though. Is he the biggest draw outside of CM Punk, or is he the reason why CM Punk's a draw?
People were shedding CM Punk in arenas for 10 years, bro. Let's stop it. Is he the reason why that happened? No. MJF is not the reason why CM Punk is a draw. Let's not go there. The disrespect is, I got you before, but the disrespect is like taking it to the next level now. But MJF has a point, man. He's that dude, and we've been saying it for a minute. However, I think this is a work, and I think that he will get signed. Tony Khan's not stupid. If Tony Khan doesn't sign MJF, it's a terrible mistake. If he doesn't re-sign him to a contract, and I think this is one of the most interesting stories in wrestling right now because you don't know if it's a work or not. Because I think it's a both. It's a work shoot. I think that it's taking a real life situation, turning it into an angle, and it creates for that magic moment in the ring where MJF pretty much is doing CM Punk by having his grievances aired, real grievances live on air, which to me was golden. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Honestly, I think that it's going to be interesting whether he stays in AEW. It's going to be interesting whether he doesn't and goes to WWE. Either way, MJF is a made man.
I will say that MJF's a made man. I will say that he's talked. He hasn't told this story like this, right? The entry, right? Hearing it from the horse's mouth type situation where you already kind of knew, right? We kept asking like, yo, how many guys are they going to bring in? How much time is going to be available? Like, what is going to, like, where's Darby going? Right? What does Darby do? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, what at what point in
Darby
time
needs to elevate. Darby needs to, he obviously find who he is. He's still young. He still got time. All these people got time. Like those AEW originals.
People got time, but they don't. MJF thought he had time. Tony Khan thought he had time with MJF, nigga, and he don't. You don't have time when these niggas understand their value, right? So we can go and we can go ahead and kind of go with that with the Sasha and Naomi because I feel like this niggas is not keeping the same energy, right? Like it's all about control when it comes to this. MJF wants to be in control of his own destiny. That's it. Like it don't necessarily have to be with money because whether he's on AEW or WWE, he's gonna get that screen time and he's gonna have the ability to garner and get over. The point of the matter is that he's getting jumped in the pecking order, and he's like, "Oh no, let me go do the jumping because I deserve doing the jump."
He's like, Jeff Hardy's getting what? What? Okay, I see what's going on here.
Jeff Hardy with known substance problems and actually did the same thing in WWE to get himself out of a contract and got money to come over here, which is more than me. Mm-hmm. Nah, brother. Nah, man. We had to create an Owen Hart tournament just to give Adam Cole some shit on TV because he spent all his time with the best friends, my nigga. He wasn't drawing in no ratings either. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen. But when we talk about Sasha and Naomi, right? This is the same type of thing. No, it ain't the money thing. It's the like, nigga, this is my second time around with these tag team titles. I asked you for these tag team championships. We still not doing nothing with them niggas. And you want me to do what? Lose to who? For the sake of what? Now, MJF did all that he could, man. He built up Wardlow. He built Wardlow. He built Wardlow.
He did.
Right? He built that CM Punk feud. He built the Jericho feud. He built the Cody feud. Why the fuck is my nigga in the back of the line when it comes to opportunities?
Also,
titles,
you know what happened? Because you know what's happening right now? AEW is building MJF. AEW is giving him the platform to be built and paying him to be on a national stage. Now, when you do it for 3 years and you knock it out the park, I think MJF has a genuine gripe to say, listen, I'm not taking a back seat in this pay me now. And I think when we see it in football, we see it all the time where it's like, hey, these wide receivers this past offseason were like, no, I'm not coming back if somebody else is getting paid less. Cooper Kupp is getting paid how much? Oh, nah. I'm better. I know I'm better than that guy. Like I got to get mine now, because if you got it, I want it. You know, I'm not gonna not.
And that's the point. He got it. That's the thing.
And he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
No. Why did? Okay. My thing is this. And I get it. It's a work. But my thing is, why work yourself into a shoot? Why not? Listen, if you went from 70 to 150, but CM Punk and them boys coming in making 400, 500, that's quadruple. That's at least triple than what I'm making. But when you're talking about the sweat equity, AEW became the place to be because I was here. That's the reason why you have the money to give these niggas. That's the reason why we read up on a contract. That's the reason why we are on television. And that's the reason why you put me on in the first quarter hour of every fucking show, is because I draw.
It's business, man. It's business. You see, the reason why WCW didn't have this problem is because they had guaranteed contracts. They were the first company to have guaranteed contracts. Let's be real. So even niggas who weren't going to get as much as, let's say Disco Inferno, they're like, you know what? At least it's guaranteed. I'm not going to go anywhere else. No, you can go somewhere else now. You can go to WWE. You can go to MLW, Impact.